I think we have a question right there from Lance Buckmeyer from the LA Times.
Mikey, congratulations. This fight, how does it lend itself to a possible move up to welterweight against Spence? What did you take from tonight that really proves that point?
Oh, well, I always look for the biggest challenges. I'm looking for the biggest fights. You know, ever since I came back, I wanted to, in a way, make up for the lost time. And I don't think there's any other way except fighting the best champions out there. We fought another undefeated fighter, undefeated champion tonight. There's no one else that excites me enough, that motivates me, and that can challenge me other than Errol Spence. And I'm willing to take that challenge all the way up just because that's the fight that I want. That's the fight that will motivate me the most.
Hey, Mikey, back here. Mikey, straight back. Hey, congratulations on the win tonight. When you talked about Errol Spence, he came over and he spoke to some of us at ringside after the fight, and we asked him what he thought about it. And when he was concluding his remarks, he said he was licking his chops. You know, he gave you respect for being a top-notch fighter, but it seemed like he didn't think that your size would translate to where he's at. What do you think about the fact that you're both tremendous fighters, but that he's so much bigger than you?
No, that's a challenge. You know, I am moving up all the way to welterweight. You know, if I land that fight, it'll be my first attempt at welterweight, and I'm going against the top guy there, against the best in the division. I'm prepared to take on that challenge. Like I said, I'm here to challenge myself, you know, and he is the best. He might feel that it's, you know, an easy fight for him when I'm too small. You know, well, that's fine. You know, let's get in the ring and let's get to work.
I'd like to ask Robert Garcia about that also. Robert, I know that you've had, in past statements, had some misgivings about the prospect of Mikey going up to welterweight. Can you expound on that now that it seems though it's going to probably become a reality at the end of this year?
Look, we've always said that we shouldn't move too fast and take that challenge right now because, you know, we're doing great at lightweight and even junior welterweight. But that's what Mikey wants, and we know that he does have the skills. He has the time to compete. You know, it's not going to be easy. And Mikey said before, you know, he loves those challenges, and this will probably be the first fight that he's ever had where he's going to be the underdog, and I think that's what's going to motivate him even more. That's why he's going to take time. So I'm, you know, from now on, we're going to take the fight.
Just give it up for Robert Easter. He's leaving.
That's good.
No, we exchanged punches on several occasions. On one occasion, I remember he landed a good right hand to the head. It didn't hurt me, but he felt that he might have hurt me, and he came on the attack, so I had to defend. I had to, you know, be careful. I got to block, but I would come back. You know, he's a fighter. He fights, and there's moments, you know, we're in a fight. I mean, you are expected to get hit once in a while.
Mikey, when you hurt him that early in the fight and you had him down in the third round,
Yes.
When you had him down in the third round, did you feel that you were going to finish him and be able to knock him out in the fight?
No, not right away there. He got up. He wasn't completely hurt. You know, I caught him with a good right hand and then that left hook that put him down, but he wasn't out. You know, I could see it in his eyes. I could see it in his body. You know, he was wide awake. It's not like he was, you know, to the point where I could finish him off. I tried to land a few other punches throughout the fight, and I think I might have hurt him with a body shot at one time, but it was towards the end of the round, and you know, he was game. He survived. Then he focused more on just surviving and defending himself, and made it a little more complicated for me. Up until the 12th round, I was still landing some good shots, and I still tried to, you know, land some good head shots in the last and final round, but you know, I didn't feel enough damage was done to try to put him out.
Did you feel that he kind of went into survival mode in the second half of the fight?
There was a few rounds where he did. I think he went a little more defensive. You know, I don't know if you want to call that survival mode. Maybe he was a little hurt from that body shot, or maybe he felt a punch upstairs that might have hurt him. And he's smart. He's a champion. He wanted to, survive, get his bearings again, and I mean, he made it to the 12th round.
Mikey, talk about his jab. Do you feel if he would have popped the jab more, it would have given you more difficulty, or did you guys have that plan?
I felt coming into the fight, I felt, and we all thought, he was going to try to use that jab and use that reach. So we were prepared for that. He really wasn't snapping it hard. He was just, throwing it out there. So I just had to wait for the right time, the right distance, and range for me to be able to land. I landed some good jabs on him, even though he had the reach. I was able to time it perfectly and land a solid jab. And I think he respected that enough because he would move back.
Do you see any similarities? You see, obviously, Errol's at 147. Do you see any similarities in the style? Easter?
Look, I think it's a different fight. Errol Spence is southpaw. He bangs to the body a lot. It's a different fight. This guy Easter was fighting, trying to use that distance, but it's just a whole different fighter.
Robert, question for you in the back here. Lomachenko is a top-ranked fighter, and we know the history there with Mikey and with Top Rank. You've been doing a lot of those top-ranked shows recently. Have you had any conversations with the people there about kind of thawing those problems and advancing towards Mikey and Lomachenko?
Not with Bob Arum or Ty, but I do with a lot of other people that work for Top Rank, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Most of them tell me Mikey will beat Lomachenko, and that's probably why if the fight ever happens, it's gonna be whenever it's so big where it has to happen. But as of now, that's what Mikey doesn't even consider chasing that fight because we know that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Robert, Mikey, buenas noches. Antes que nada, muchas felicidades por la gran actuación. Y esta pregunta va de parte de campeones y excampeones del mundo que me pidieron que le hiciera. Dicen que no vayas por Spence, muchos campeones y excampeones, que vayas por Lomachenko, porque definitivamente ganándole a él merece ser el número 1 libra por libra. La pregunta es para los dos, por favor.
Mira, yo pienso que es la pelea en ligero que será la más grande, una pelea contra Lomachenko, pero siendo realistas con las promociones y las diferencias de canal y todo, se complica mucho. Si él está dispuesto a pelear conmigo, que yo sé que él sí está dispuesto, tiene que pedírselo a su promotor, a Top Rank, que nos hablen y nos sentaremos a platicar y discutir esa posibilidad. A mí me encantaría una pelea con él.
Mikey y Robert.
Perdón, Robert, si puedes contestarnos la pregunta, por favor.
Sí, exactamente como lo comenté hace rato. Mira, pelearle a Lomachenko fuera lo ideal, fuera lo mejor, lo que yo preferiría hacer, porque sé que es una pelea grandísima, especialmente en peso ligero. No es un peleador grande como lo es Errol Spence, pero la realidad es que no se va a hacer, menos ahorita la que sigue no se va a hacer, así que tendremos que seguirlo esperando, quizá un año y medio más, y mientras, ¿qué vamos a hacer?
Claro.
No hay nada más en ligero para Mikey, así que lo más posible es que vamos buscando otros retos más grandes, y un día, si de aquí a un año y medio, 2 años, es la pelea suficientemente grande para hacerla, entonces va a ser, pero en estos momentos no creo que sea.
Mikey, finalmente, ¿qué le dice a todo el pueblo mexicano, la raza que literalmente atiborró el Staples Center? La verdad que te apoyaron mucho. ¿Qué le dice a la raza?
Me recibieron muy bonito, me da mucho gusto que me hayan venido a apoyar. Estoy muy contento con ese recibimiento. Muy feliz de estar de regreso aquí y pues en verdad quedé admirado. Me brindan de emoción, en realidad, cuando estoy saliendo y que miro todo el público. Ese es un sentimiento muy especial. Muchas gracias a todos por ese apoyo.
Mikey, para los dos, volviendo a la pelea esta noche, mi puntuación fue 107-120, no vi ganando solo round a Robert Easter Jr., pero ¿no te faltó un poquito? ¿Por qué no presentó pelea? Él no hizo nada por ganar. Tú forzaste la pelea desde el principio, fuiste para adelante, pero ¿no te faltó tirar más al cuerpo?
había ocasiones donde se presentaba quizás una oportunidad, pero para poder trabajar bien al cuerpo necesitaba yo que él se parara a medio ring. Cuando estaba moviéndose es más difícil cuando se mueve, y aunque lo llevé a las cuerdas en ocasiones se movía y se quitaba, entonces no hubo tanta posibilidad. En una ocasión sí le pegué un buen gancho al hígado que parece que lo lastimé un poquito, pero fue al final del round y sobrevivió, y después ya menos se paraba.
Yo pienso que hizo una pelea, en realidad Easter Jr. hizo una pelea inteligente, una pelea difícil, supo usar mucho su alcance, no fue fácil, se nos dificultó porque 5 pulgadas de estatura y 8 de alcance, o sea, tuvieron un buen plan en realidad, su entrenador, su equipo, supieron hacer un buen trabajo, obviamente no pudieron vencer a Mikey, pero sí tenían un muy buen plan de pelea.
Una más, esta me se lo decía yo a Mikey hace 2 días. ¿No te recuerdo un poquito la pelea que tuviste tú con Chico Corrales por la diferencia de estatura?
No, pero a mí Chico me noqueó.
Y la otra es, esta pelea le puede servir en caso que enfrente a Errol Spence, por cierto, la estatura que tienes.
Pues es zurdo Errol Spence y en realidad no es igual de alto que Easter, así que en realidad no tiene, yo creo, nada de parecido a la pelea.